On the world news tonight, FG restricts movement around Eagle Square ahead of Tinubu's inauguration. Supreme Court dismisses PDP suit against Tinubu Shettima. Oshibajo to lead Commonwealth election observers in Sierra Leone. Nigeria air flight prepares for journey to Abuja. I knew nothing about education sector before Buhari appointed me, Adamu. Bad governance worsening Nigeria's security challenges, Jega. And on sports, United told to pay 140 million euros for Osimhen. Now the news in detail. The federal government has restricted movement around Eagle Square, the venue of the handover and inauguration parade in Abuja. Bola Tinubu, President-elect, and Kashim Shettima, Vice President-elect, will be sworn in on May 29 and begin a new administration. Ngozi Onwundiwe, a permanent secretary in the Office of the Head of Civil Service, in a statement said the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Federal Secretariat Complex phases 1, 2, and 3 will be blocked off by security personnel ahead of the ceremony. The restriction will begin by 2 p.m. on Friday and end on Tuesday. As you may be aware, the Presidential Transition Council (PTC) has unveiled activities marking the 2023 presidential inauguration ceremony. The statement read: the inauguration parade and swearing-in of President-elect Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is the climax of the program, will take place on Monday, 29th May 2023, at the Eagle Square, Central Business District, Abuja. In line with the security arrangement for the event, the Federal Secretariat complexes phases 1, 2, and 3, and Ministry of Foreign Affairs will be cordoned off by security operatives from 2 p.m. on Friday, 26th May 2023 to Monday, 29th May 2023. Accordingly, officers and intended visitors to the affected areas will not be allowed access till Tuesday, 30th May 2023, when work will resume in earnest. In the past few weeks, different branches of the military have been conducting drills ahead of the inauguration ceremony. The Department of State Services (DSS) on Thursday said it is aware of plans by a subversive element to disrupt the momentous event. The police in the Federal Capital Territory on Friday announced traffic diversions ahead of the inauguration. Joseph Ade, the FCT spokesperson, said the diversion points are Goodluck Jonathan Expressway by Court of Appeal, Deeper Life Junction, Bond/Total Filling Station, POA, and FCDA Junction, Finance Junction by ECOWAS, Women Affairs and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Traffic will also be diverted at Bayelsa House by Federal High Court, Aso Drive, Sedi Plaza, NNPC Twin Tower, and NNPC NBS. She said the command had deployed intelligence and tactical teams assets across the FCT to avert any form of threat. Ade said the operational deployment comprises stop and search duty, intelligence-led raids on black spots, surveillance, and vehicular foot patrol. To the next story. The Supreme Court has given a judicial seal of approval for the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima. The court on Friday dismissed the suit by the People's Democratic Party seeking their disqualification from the 2023 presidential election. The Apex Court held that the PDP suit's praying disqualification of Tinubu and Shettima was grossly lacking in merit and dismissed it. Justice Adamu Jahiro, who delivered the lead judgment, slammed a fine of 2 million naira on PDP for poke nosing into the internal affairs of the All Progressive Congress (APC) and the conduct of its primary elections and nomination of its candidates. Justice Jahiro agreed with Tinubu's lawyer, Prince Lateef Fagbemi-San, and that PDP acted as busybody and meddlesome interloper in the ways and manners it dabbled into APC's affairs unjustly. The Apex Court held that apart from the fact that PDP lacked requisite jurisdiction to institute the suit, the party also failed to provide scintilla of evidence that Shettima engaged in double nomination. The claim of PDP on alleged double nomination of the vice president-elect was described as most unfortunate and a clear deliberate mischief to mislead the court and the country. The Supreme Court also agreed with Fagbemi that no matter the pains of PDP on how APC conducted its primary election and nominated its candidate, PDP must remain onlooker. And to the next story. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is expected to lead a team of distinguished experts in observing the general elections in Sierra Leone on June 24, the Commonwealth Group has said. According to a statement published on its website Thursday, the Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland confirmed that Osinbajo had accepted a request to chair the Commonwealth Observer Group (COG). The Secretary General is said to have constituted the Observer Group upon invitation from the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. Professor Osinbajo is a professor of law and one of the nation's leading legal experts, serving as Vice President of Nigeria since May 2015, the statement reads. He will be joined by recognized dignitaries from various fields, including politicians, legal, media, gender, and election administration professionals from across Commonwealth to carry out the task. The Secretary General expressed gratitude to Osinbajo for agreeing to undertake this important area of our work in deepening democracy across our Commonwealth despite his busy schedule and overseeing a seamless transition of his government. She noted that as a senior statesman from the region, the Vice President understands in depth the challenges across West Africa, adding that she was confident he would lead a brilliant team. And to the next story. A flight belonging to Nigeria Air is about to embark on a journey to the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja. According to a source, the flight is currently in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, getting set for the journey to Nigeria's capital city. Information had reported out the promise that the national carrier would fly before the end of President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure had not been kept 4 days to May 29 and over. Apparently, reacting to the report, Adi Sirika, Minister of Aviation, had said insisted that Nigeria Air will fly before the tenure of Buhari ends. Speaking in the television interview, Sirika had said, on the question of Nigeria Air, on Friday in 2 days, Nigeria airplane will land in Nigeria as part of the processes to commence operation. We will not, I beg your pardon, we will on that day unveil this aircraft. The livery and everything in Nigeria's color belong to Nigeria Air, and we will proceed to go and do the retrofit and bring back those airplanes. Sources had told correspondents on ground that a plane already painted in Nigeria Air color was planning to arrive in the country from Ethiopian Airlines for a proposed test flight. As of the time Sirika granted the interview, it is not clear whether the airline would be cleared to commence operations or demonstration flight as part of the requirement to secure the Air Operator Certificate (AOC) amidst disquiet within the industry over alleged move by the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) to waive some requirement to enable the takeoff of the airline. Also, the order of perpetual injunctions issued against the airline in the suit filed by the Airline Operators of Nigeria (AON) is yet to be set aside, even as a substantive motion challenging the shareholding structure is yet to be heard. AON had written a strongly worded letter to Buhari on Thursday on what it described as the illegality of the National Carrier Project. Education Minister Malam Adamu has disclosed that he was inexperienced in the education sector before President Muhammadu Buhari appointed him in 2015. Adamu, who is the longest-serving minister, revealed this at a valedictory session with officials and heads of parastatals of the ministry on Thursday. He, however, was credited for appointing some professors of education and other good hands with the help of the officials of the Federal Ministry of Education that helped him record some success. I didn't know anything about the education sector when I was appointed minister, except superficially. But when Buhari decided to make me Minister of Education, Adamu said, I called some people to assist me to work on a policy document on education because I was a novice in the sector. The minister appreciated the president who found him worthy and trusted him with such a responsibility, even when I was apparently not ready and unprepared for such task. And to the next story. Professor Jega, former chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has opined that a worsening security challenge facing Nigeria is a result of bad government. According to him, bad governance is responsible for the worsening security challenges facing Nigeria. Speaking on Thursday as a speaker at a pre-inaugural lecture organized in honor of Umaru Bago Mohammed, the governor-elect of Niger State, Jega believed that the prevailing national security challenges in Nigeria were caused by poor management of complex diversity and poor governance complicated by heightened mobilization of ethno-religious identities during political and electoral contests. He tasked government at all levels with effective collaboration to tame the number of deaths and abductions due to the worsening security challenges, saying that it had risen significantly in recent times. The former governor of Kano State and presidential candidate in the last election on the platform of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, while speaking, warned the governor-elect to be wary of bad eggs around him, but to ensure justice in all his dealings. Kwankwaso, who was the chairman of the occasion, opined that incompetence and lack of knowledge of governance was responsible for the failure of some elected governors. Moving on to national story. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has expressed its resolve to collaborate with the Nigeria Union of Pensioners (NUP) in a renewed effort to ensure that state-owned pension arrears are engaged to pay what they owe to the retirees. NLC President Comrade Joe Ajaero made this known when he interfaced with the national leadership of the NUP in Abuja on Thursday. The national president of the NUP, Comrade Godwin Abumisi, had in his own welcome remarks told Ajaero there are many challenges the senior citizens are facing in the country, especially across the state of the Federation, where many state governors refuse to pay pensions. He went on to request NLC's intervention and support. The NUP national president particularly expressed great disappointment and displeasure at the unrepentant attitude and inhuman treatment some state governors met to pensioners in their various states. He used Abia and Imo governors as a chief example of those who have refused to pay pensions to their retirees, even with the excruciating economic hardship in the country. Reacting to the demand of the pensioners, Ajaero expressed sadness, saying it is unacceptable, the terrible situation most governors made the retirees in the state go through. He wondered why a governor or president would not prioritize payment of pension, knowing it is the only livelihood of many pensioners and their rights. And to the next story. No fewer than 10 suspects have been arrested by the Bauchi State Police Command for various crimes and criminal conspiracies in the state. This was contained in a statement on Friday by SP Ahmed Wakil, spokesperson of the command. Wakil said the suspects were arrested for crimes on alleged rape and thuggery. He explained that the operatives of the command were able to track 5 suspects for alleged rape and 5 others who engaged in various forms of thuggery and criminal conspiracy within the Bauchi metropolis, Damba, Toro, Itza, Gado local government area. Investigation is ongoing and efforts are being intensified to apprehend other accomplices. The suspects will be charged to court for prosecution on completion of the investigation, he said. The spokesman said the Commissioner of Police, CP in the state, Aminu Al-Hassan, has commended the operatives for their dedication and professionalism. Al-Hassan also assured residents of the state commands unwavering commitment to the security of life and property in the state. He reiterated that there would be no hiding place for criminals in the state, urging residents to remain vigilant and security conscious. From Bauchi, we go to foreign story. 9 passengers suffered breathing difficulty as a South Korean aircraft landed, with its door being opened, Yo-App news agency reported Friday. The entrance door of the plane, which left an airport in the country's southern resort island of Jeju at around 11:49 a.m. local time, opened just before landing at the airport Daegu, about 240 kilometers southeast of Seoul at 12:45 p.m. The incident was allegedly caused by a man in his 30s who attempted to open the door of the plane. The airplane landed on the runway of the Daegu airport with the door being opened. Out of 194 passengers aboard the plane, no one was wounded, but 9 were taken to hospital as they suffered difficulty in breathing. To end the world news this hour from BGI TV Current, in case you're just joining, here comes the sports story. According to the UK tabloid Daily Mirror, English Premier League side Manchester United have been told to pay €140 million to sign Nigerian international Victor Osimhen this summer after agreeing on a deal to sign his Napoli teammate Kim Min-jae. Osimhen has emerged as a prime target for United this summer following his impressive display for the Serie A champions this season, and he heads the club striking shortlist. The Mirror added that the Devils had their squad in attendance for Napoli's Champions League clash against Milan last month and have identified the Nigerian as the man to lead the attack next season. Osimhen is enjoying one of the best moments of his career with Napoli this season as he currently tops the Italian Serie A score chart with 23 goals, 3 more than Inter Milan Lautaro Martinez, who is in the second position with 20 goals. The Super Eagles forward has 3 years left in his contract at the Stadio Armando Maradona, but following a decent campaign so far, a number of European clubs have been linked with securing his services in the summer, with United one of the favourites placed to land the striker. With the sports story, we end the world news this hour from BGI TV Current. Before we go, some major headlines. FG restricts movement around Eagle Square ahead of Tinubu's inauguration. Supreme Court dismisses PDP suit against Tinubu Shetima. Oshibajo to lead Commonwealth election observers in Sierra Leone. Nigeria air flight prepares for journey to Abuja from Addis Ababa. On sports, United told to pay €140 million for Osimhen. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advertisement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good evening. Jumat Mufida to all faithful Muslims all around the world.